Ambassador of Royal Embassy of Saudi Arabia, His Excellency Sultan Al-Angari. We are also anticipating the presence of Honorable Councillor Tapelo Ahmad, who will be joining us. Elders, honored guests, you are all welcome. Welcome to this first ever humanitarian conference spearheaded by King Salman Humanitarian Aid and Relief Center. We would like to thank the government of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, as well as everybody involved in bringing us together today. We are all here because humanitarian action is unprecedented, strained by the current levels of poverty across the globe, and COVID-19 itself didn't make things any better. Having to have institutions and initiatives like this bring about much needed help to the people of our beloved country. We may have differences of opinion in terms of many things. However, one of the greatest enemies that humanity has is poverty. And us as human beings, it is one of the key areas that indeed we need to try our level best to challenge. And a lot is going to be said about the King Salman Humanitarian Aid Relief Center at the later stage. For now, I would like to ask Maulana Tahir Salo to come and open this gathering with, I think, a qiraat and some prayer. Maulana.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الذين قالوا ربنا الله ثم استقاموا تتنزل عليهم الملائكة ألا تخافوا ولا تحزنوا وأبشروا بالجنة التي كنتم توعدون. نحن أولياؤكم في الحياة الدنيا وفي الآخرة ولكم فيها ما تشتهي أنفسكم ولكم فيها ما تدعون. نزلا من غفور رحيم. ومن أحسن قولا ممن دعا إلى الله وعمل صالحا وقال إنني من المسلمين. صدق الله العظيم.
Jazakallah khair, Maulana. Now, as we all know that the King Salman Humanitarian Aid and Relief Center They are responsible for why we are here. However, they've got enablers organization that they are working with to make sure that they are able to reach out to as many impoverished members of our community from organizations on the ground. And one of their implementing partner is Al Bayan. I therefore going to call upon Sheikh Ahmed Abdi to come and do the purpose of this particular launch. Are you going to? Okay. Math. We're going to ask Councillor Alex Christian to come and do the welcoming. I thought he was not there. Sorry, nobody told me that. Please, sir.
Jazakallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I am Councillor Mohammed Alex Christians, and it's my pleasure to welcome one and all to my ward. But before I start, let me just say this. Before every public meeting, we always must give zikr and shukr to the Almighty. So, Allahumma inni ala zikrika wa shukrika wa husni ibadatik. Ambassador, His Excellency Sultan Angari, welcome. We really appreciate what you have brought to us. And coming to Ward 58 in the city of Johannesburg is a great honor, because what we have here is people from over 35 different countries living in one area. So it's the most diverse in South Africa. Deputy Minister of Social Development, Henrietta Bogabani Zulu, welcome. As a fellow from KZN, I must say what we are doing today reminds me of a saying from KZN. And Deputy Minister, you'll appreciate this, because it goes like this: Umuntu ngubuntu ngabantu. We are people because of people. So thank you very much for joining us in what we are doing here today. The Deputy Ambassador, Mr. Khalid Al-Shamari, welcome. The Head of Dawa, Mohammed Ashur, welcome. The Implementing Partner from Al Bayan, Sheikh Ahmed Abdi, we welcome you. We also represented by Darko from the Director of the Gulf States, Annelies Schroeder, welcome. We also have a number of organizations here, the Jamiat al-Ulama, Okaf, Sahuk, Gauteng Shura, CIT, and FMYO, to name a few. You're all very, very welcome here. What we are doing here today complements what has been happening from the start of the lockdown of COVID in March, when many NGOs have come together. So far, we have distributed over 500,000 cooked meals. And what is happening now with the King Salman Humanitarian Aid and Relief Center is actually adding to that, because instead of us giving handouts, people can now actually cook for themselves and give themselves dignity. Jazakallah, and welcome to the city of Johannesburg.
Thank you very much, Councillor Christian. I've already called upon Sheikh Abdi. Please, Sheikh Abdi, please come and honor us. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you, Mr. Maeb and our coordinator, for today's proceedings. Ambassador Anangari, Deputy Minister, Mr. Alex, Deputy Ambassador, our DIRCO representatives, Jamiat al-Ulama, Shura Gauteng, CIT, FMYO, Sahuk, all protocol officers. The founding father of this nation, President Nelson Mandela, once said, "Overcoming poverty is a gesture of charity. It is an act of justice. It is the protection of a fundamental human right. The right to dignity and a decent life, while poverty persists. There's no true freedom. It is on that basis that we would like to thank King Salman Humanitarian Aid and Relief Center and the Royal Embassy of Saudi Arabia in Pretoria for your generous gift. We are thrilled to have your support. Through your donation, we are able to give effect to the call for justice by President Nelson Mandela, and we will be able to contribute towards the accomplishing the desire to alleviate the needs of our fellow South Africans in need and continue working. And continue working towards accomplishing the mission of King Salman Humanitarian Aid and Relief Center. This contribution will truly make a huge difference, and we are extremely grateful. Today, your donation is going toward 15,000 families in the Gauteng, a gesture that we have no doubt will be received with gratitude. We are looking forward to future collaborations in extending this gesture to the rest of the country that is in dire need, which has been complicated by the COVID-19 pandemic that has ravaged this country and the world. On behalf of Majlis Al Bayan and the community of Gauteng, we thank you.
Thank you very much, Sheikh. I'm now going to call upon a representative of Jamiat Ulama. I'm not sure whether they are already here, who's going to give us a word of encouragement. If they are not here, I'm going to proceed. Pardon? Oh. It's Sheikh Bilal Veit who will be representing Jamiat Ulama.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillah wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa ashabihi wa man wala. On behalf of the community, the Muslim community of Gauteng and the broader Muslim community of South Africa, it is an important moment for us to welcome this gift that is coming to the people of Gauteng. Unfortunately, we face a situation in South Africa where many a times people do not see the beauty of Islam. And this gesture where Islam teaches us that we extend a helping hand to people who are in need. It is a principle of Islam. It is something that is very much embedded in the teaching of Islam. And this kindness which we learn from the life of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that none of you can be a true Muslim, can be a true believer, until he loves for himself what he loves for the next person. The COVID-19 has brought a situation in South Africa where unemployment is now reaching almost 30% of the population. There are hundreds of people, if not thousands, in the economic hub of the country, in the city of Johannesburg, who do not have a plate of food to eat, that are sleeping out in the streets. If you just walk not even a few hundred meters away from here, you will find homeless people all around. And this kind gesture, it is a display of our humanity, that we are there, we can prosper when we are there for the goodness of others. So on behalf of the broader Muslim community of South Africa, we would like to express our gratitude to all those who have played a part in making this endeavor a success, and we hope it will be the beginning of many continued partnerships to assist the people that are in great need. Thank you.
Shukran, Maulana. The purpose of this is also to make sure that it is as much inclusive as possible. In as much as there's a lot of coordinated efforts by different organizations from different spheres of life, we also have organizations that are working directly with our people, especially in those areas that are disadvantaged, which primarily is the townships, the squatter camps, and all that. And this organization is Gauteng Muslim Shura Council, which is a organization for indigenous Muslims, which is operating primarily in our black communities, and is led by Amir Mohammed Khadimang, who also is going to give us a word of encouragement.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. To the Honorable Ambassador of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, the Deputy Minister of Social Development, councillors present, diplomats, leaders of various departments and entities, organization, protocol observed. Akagiso ya modimo e fetang kitso le tlhaloganyo e be le rona ba rotlhe. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. When I got an invitation to be a guest and subsequent a speaker in this session, many questions ran through my head. Since I'm a religious leader for the native, in particular, Muslims in this country, having as Islam many challenges, internal and external, mostly. Should my speech be political, since there are two representatives of government departments present today here, the ambassador representing the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the minister, deputy minister representing the country South Africa? Or should it be a religious to give a message and a reminder to all religious people, in particular the custodian of the two holy mosques? Or should it, since this is a social upliftment program, or should it focus on the social issues? Well, here it goes. Politically, service to mankind should be a priority of any government, and this is shown by the work of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia under the King Salman Humanitarian Aid. Religiously, I wish to speak of Abrahamic faith, but I think I'm best placed to speak about Islam and to Muslim. Islam is the religion of justice, and at any given time, we need to ensure that we are just in our action. It should never be about namesake or wanting to occupy the center stage, or it should never be exploiting other nation over the other. If we ensure justice, then we may be on the way to propagate and support the message of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Socially, the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, all mankind is the family of Allah, and the one who is most beloved to him is the one who is most beneficial to the mankind. He sallallahu alaihi wasallam further said, what will be your condition when the highest of your aspiration is what is going on in your stomach? Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in the statement, he's advising us that our aspiration should not be about filling the stomachs, but actually about serving Allah. It should be about Allah and serving his creation. The work of King Salman Humanitarian Organization is a good proof of how to service the mankind. The work they are doing through various forms of aid to the country and the world around must be applauded. We can only request more to be done, and we are grateful for the work the entity is doing so far, the ambassador. This country needs help in various fields of development, including education, not only religious education, but various disciplines as well. The indigenous of this land needs economic empowerment as well. That being said, we can never be grateful to Allah if we can never be grateful to the service provided by the King Salman Humanitarian Aid and the Relief Center. We can only say continue to serve the mankind, continue to lead, continue to show us how to be grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Jazakallah khair, Amir. As I said, we were also waiting for Councillor Ahmad. It doesn't look like he's here. I'm now going to call upon the next speaker. It is indeed a known fact that the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia has over the years served as a humanitarian kingdom, serving humanity across the globe. It is significant to note this consistent effort to alleviate human suffering and ensuring humanity is an opportunity to live in a dignified environment. King Salman Humanitarian Aid and Relief Center was then established as a vehicle specifically for this purpose. Since its inauguration in May of 2015, under the high patronage of the guidance of the custodians of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdul Aziz, may God grant him Sakina. We will be hearing much more in detail about the activities of these institutions, its goals, its principles, and what they intend to achieve. I therefore would like to call upon His Excellency Sultan Al-Angari to come and address us. Ambassador.
Good afternoon. Your Excellency, Rita Bugabani Zulu, Deputy Minister of Social Development, Your Excellency, Annelies Schroeder, Director General of Gulf States and DERCO, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, let me start by extending special welcome to the Deputy Minister and all of you for attending this event. And thank you all for your valuable participation. Ladies and gentlemen, today on behalf of King Salman Humanitarian Aid and Relief Center, we will be launching the distribution of food parcels to our South African brothers and sisters in the poor community. We hope that this assistance can help in alleviating the negative impact of the coronavirus pandemic. Indeed, this campaign reflects the keenness of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia to cement its relationship with the friendly people and government of South Africa in all aspects. In this regard, allow me to shed a light briefly on King Salman Humanitarian Aid and Relief Center. Your Excellencies, the center was established by the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdul Aziz, in 2015. The establishment of the center was done within the framework of Saudi Arabia's effort to alleviate the suffering of those in need worldwide, regardless of their faith or race. Most importantly, King Salman Center operates solely on the basis of humanitarian need and without any other motive. Since its establishment until now, King Salman Center has embarked on 1,536 projects. These projects are either completed or still ongoing. The total cost of these projects so far reach an amount of $4.9 billion and have benefited so far 59 countries and still expanding. The most significant aspect that these projects cover a wide range that include food security, health, humanitarian and emergency relief coordination, water and sanitation, education, nutrition, among others. The center has also managed to forge very successful partnership with a number of well-known regional and international organizations. Ladies and gentlemen, within the framework of the cooperation between the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the Republic of South Africa. King Salman Center is planning to implement many projects here in South Africa. Firstly, the center intends to conduct campaign to combat blindness in the number of rural area in South Africa. Furthermore, the center will distributing approximately 50 tons of dates in the near future. Currently, the center will be distributing 15,000 food parcels in South Africa in the two phases, which will include more than 17 areas in Gauteng province and its surrounding. In concluding, I would like to extend my sincere thanks to Her Excellency Deputy Minister and Social Development and all of you and everyone who contributed to the successful of this campaign. Thank you very much.
Shukran, Your Excellency. Honored guests, one of the expectations in any country is that government must look after the interest of its citizens. However, the reality is that the governments of the world are facing serious challenges, and our country itself was not spared from those challenges. And it is imperative that whilst the expectation is there, us as citizens of this country and our partners and those who see us as friends, like the King Salman Humanitarian Aid and Relief Center, we must come together and put together our pennies to assist our government to achieve its objective. Because so long as there's poverty, there can never be peace. When a person is hungry, it is very difficult to think properly. And we, those who are privileged and who are able to assist, we should continue doing it. Because this government, since the advent of our democracy, and in specific, this particular administration, is going through a very trying time. However, those of us who have seen where we come from, we have faith and believe that we will go through this storm and will come out on the other side. And I'm exceedingly happy that the representative of our government in a person of the Deputy Minister is here with us, specifically the Minister of Social Development, to come and talk to us and be part of this particular initiative. I therefore want to call upon our Deputy Minister to the podium. Deputy Minister.
I don't have the fancy masks you have. Okay, so, wow. There is indeed no free lunch. I was hoping I was not going to say anything, but Your Excellency, Sultan Alengari, the different representatives of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, the implementing partners, government officials from the different departments, and the representatives of the beneficiaries. I think I stand up to just say thank you. For indeed, poverty is real. My children would say, Mommy, poverty is a real struggle in the young people's language. And they would say the struggle is real. So for us as the Department of Social Development, tasked with the responsibility on behalf of government to look after the most vulnerable members of South Africa, we appreciate each and every partnership that contributes to moving our people forward. This particular era has been one of those most challenging, the most difficult, and the most painful, for we've managed as government to reach others and in the process did not reach others. So a contribution such as this one gives us an opportunity to extend that arm. So we want to say thank you to the Sultan Humanitarian Aid, because 15,000 South Africans from across different religions, different aspects, and I think Councillor Christian also spoke about the different nationalities, which is what makes us human. It's our ability to embrace each other, would really have something to sustain themselves. And we agree in the fact that at least they would be able to cook and eat, and for that particular period, not think about where and how am I going to put a food on the table. So ours is to say thank you, thank you, thank you on behalf of all our beneficiaries that would be benefiting. We stand to just show our sincere appreciation to the people and the government of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. We also want to say thank you to all of the implementing partners who will be the legs and the hands that will deliver all of this, because it is also not just about the food and the parcel, as we normally put it, it's about how it is going to be delivered and how it is packaged that reinforces the inherent dignity. Fighting poverty is a real struggle, and it is one of our aspirations. As social development, we are required to actually create self-sustainable, caring, and reliable communities. And what His Excellency, on behalf of his beautiful country, I must say, I was invited with my husband a few years ago. I'm trying to remember the year, but I've been to Saudi Arabia, very beautiful country. So I went to Riyadh, and it was very interesting. We were invited to assist the kingdom with disability policies and disability research so that they can look after and really design programs that are responsive to persons with disabilities. I think it was 2012, yes. And what is interesting that I've witnessed is we went, we shared experiences, we visited, but somehow, even though we were ahead in developing the programs, the policies for persons with disabilities, you've somehow overtaken us. And we look back today, whether it's the project on artificial limbs, especially for children, whether it's the cataract operations, so the prevention of disability and the support for persons with disabilities, you have actually taken all of what we brought to the table and performed it better than us. And we appreciate that particular partnership, Your Excellency. I think as a disabled South African, I always appreciate those countries that don't do humanitarian work as an event, as an activity, but they live it. And I think that is what also makes Islam such an amazing religion, is that you care as a matter of fact. And I think it's some of the things we as Christians can try and learn, some of the values, but also you put people first. So as we say thank you, one of the things, I do read the Quran. I love reading and I love understanding different spiritual issues. And one of the things I read yesterday, which I was thinking, what am I going to say when I take the podium, was the fact that showing appreciation to your fellow human being is part of what is built into the Islam as a religion, because you can't thank Allah when you can't see Him and not thank and appreciate or contribute the people around you. So in all of that which will happen and the future partnerships that we are looking forward to as social development, we want to say thank you, thank you, thank you, and do pass our regards and our appreciations to the King for actually making sure that South Africa is amongst the beneficiaries, but also to the management of the center and for making sure that during these difficult times, they actually assist us to feed the ones we are too, limited to reach everyone. So on behalf of the people, the government of the Republic of South Africa, on behalf of social development's immediate beneficiaries, we want to say thank you to yourself, Your Excellency, as the facilitator here in South Africa in making sure the partnership as well as the international relations between our governments, our people, and today, tomorrow, and walking into the future together is what we would like to say. We really appreciate, and we're looking forward to many, many more partnerships in the humanitarian space. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Deputy Minister, for those kind words. They are really appreciated. Now, as you know that this aid is supposed to reach about 15,000 families across Gauteng. So due to COVID issues and other logistics, there will not be 15,000 people to come and collect these things. This aid is going to be distributed by a number of organizations that are sitting around here, assisting one another to make sure that it reaches all the beneficiaries as soon as possible. However, I'm told that there are a few of those beneficiaries who are also here. So I'm going to request His Excellency Ambassador and the Deputy Minister to please go to the corner there where some of the beneficiaries will be receiving their gifts. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Yeah, there's also lunch prepared after the official handing over on the other side at the restaurant. Thank you very much.